The morning was dark, mist rolling over the plains and gently wrapping around the willow trees, their branches recoiling slightly at the chill touch. Dewdrops occasionally trickled down the leaves, hesitantly dropping from their secure ledge and onto the stiff, damp ground. The gentle breeze could be felt all around, as though it were ever present, even peeking into the nearby caverns from time to time. Long abandoned, the once mineshafts now served as simple lodging for wild animals and impartial entities craving darkness and security. One species in particular resided in this cavern, slaughtering all who attempted to enter, be them man, machine, or something in between. Entities of greed, driven by their own desire for more. Stark defenders of their home and brutal creatures to encounter. Morals matter not, nor do dreams or ideals. There is only the instincts installed within all living beings, and a hunger for accumulation of wealth. It was here that another entity, a grandiose figure with indescribable, unfathomable abilities, and an appearance to match, entered the bowels of the earth. Any individual who might lay eyes on this newcomer would say they saw different things. A fallen loved one, a monster with countless appendages, an angelically beautiful woman, a grisly homeless man. This entity goes by many names, none quite accurate, and yet none quite incorrect. The shifting form glided through the cavern, seemingly made from the shadows within, made from the walls and the floor. The cavern and it were nearly one and the same. It came to a gradual stop in front of one of these beings of avarice, and watched as the creature slept. It was huddled into a small dog pile, with 5 others like it, smaller entities, easily mistaken for goblins if not for their wide mouths and underbites. Their jet-black eyes were hidden behind eyelids as they were deep in sleep. Massive backpacks leaned up against the furthest reaches of the cavern walls. These were beings known as pecks, and the particular peck that caught the shifting being's eye was stirring in their sleep. Completely silently, the shifting one raised an appendage, tendril, arm, or leg. None could be certain, and the peck awoke. When he saw the entity, the peck didn't do much, aside from growl. However, once his senses awoke with him, the once tranquil night screeched with raw, unfiltered mana, crackling and popping all around him. His senses were ignited, heightened, overloaded. He couldn't process his surroundings. In a daze of vertigo and panic, he stood shakily, only to be met with the entity's appendage lightly touching his forehead, forcing the rampant chaos to become amplified many times over. He reeled at the sensations, as his mind folded into itself. Then, all at once, the chaos returned to calm. The appendage was returned to the shifting being's side, and the peck understood. He understood as his mind steadied, unfolded, overflowed, and expanded. He felt power beyond any he had known course through him, and he felt countless abilities and infinite potential unlock within him. He felt impossible things. He felt he had become more, far more, than the sum of his parts. What seemed to never exist before flowed into him. He was able to recall seconds, minutes, hours, and days into his past. He recalled the day he went out hunting for the treasure that managed to earn his parents' respect. His instincts were overtaken by thought. Then the emotions hit. He felt guilt, pride, terror, and bravery. He felt happiness, sadness, confidence, and anxiety. He felt melancholy, and he felt jubilant. He felt, and it shook him to his very core. He cried, he giggled, he smiled, and he shuddered. As the emotions hit, he felt further understanding and further power surge into him. And finally, He understood what it meant to truly experience the world, something else he had been truly incapable of. This constant onslaught of realization, understanding, and discovery awoke something within him. Ethereal gears generated all around him, ticking and locking into one another, until surrounding him in a spectral clockwork of brass erected around him and the entity. He began to see how the trees blocked the gentle light, how the animals scampered to unseen hovels. He was flooded with odd glyphs from his past, becoming clearer. Doctor, sir, madam, tailor, butcher. The glyphs gained meaning, and the gibberish he had heard from the beings who accumulated the wealth he wished to obtain turned to communications among one another. He recognized patterns, why the same creatures walked the same paths daily, why shiny circles were given to others, and why taking them was not right. He realized how hurting can be right or wrong. He realized right and wrong are complex, and he realized how complex life itself could be. Past, present, and future swirled in a tsunami of information. Before gliding and draining into their proper places in his mind, he felt his senses broaden even further. His mind clicked. He felt his mind wrestling with his soul, tearing each other apart while building each other up. He looked at his rapidly shaking hand, closing and opening the fingers, feeling a small sense of stability, a sense of awareness he had never known. His mind gave way to this new, incomprehensible world. He understood the importance of a name, of a title, of an identification transcending the physical. He understood that this new being had already granted him this title. He took in the glyphs, the combination of images that were the parts to his sum. He understood the entity's words which echoed in his mind, ethereal yet grounded, gentle and direct.
You are Cog.
The entity was gone. Cog was alone. The world had awoken to him, leaving him to find his own way. He turned to the nearby town, nigh the nearby village, which was on the cusp of waking, and the glyphs that caught his attention so many times for reasons he only now understood. The dull boxes that the beings constantly carried around were given purpose, and commanding his legs to walk, he entered the library. He pored over the shelves, ignoring the horrified look of the townspeople. He scanned the books, searching for answers and help, disregarding the slowly accumulating crowd around him. He grabbed a small stack of scriptures and carefully nestled himself at a table, ignoring the calls to the local militia that slowly fell silent. Cog picked up a book, and he began to read, and the town fell silent and still, too enamored by this improbable situation, which had turned nigh impossible at the groggy, unused voice which severed the silence in the eerily still town with a single word. A word that began countless myths, new movements, critical changes, and a worldwide ruckus. One utterance that shook the foundations of the people's established reality, and a flawless description of the scene unfolding in front of the awe-struck townspeople.
Incredible.
I do sincerely hope you guys enjoyed that. This was basically my prologue for my personal main OC/channel mascot, Cog. That's who's in my profile picture, and those are all the little emote animation things. So yeah, that's Cog. That's a peck. I'm really excited about this project, and I can't wait to build this character with you guys. The next stream we do, I want to do a stream of character work on Cog.
because he's always been in the back of my mind, and I've only now got a solid appearance for him, and solid basis of personality, and a solid origin. So again, hope you guys enjoyed. Can't wait to progress through this project with all of y'all. It's so hyped for me, and thank you guys yet again for supporting me through this massive change from mainly gaming to mainly storytelling. And I guess the last thing left to say is we'll see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye!